Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Josh Mansfield, a teacher with the Demon, and with me is Nathan Fox, one of the founders of LSATdemon.com and the weekly podcast Thinking LSAT. Our email today, Nate, is from Talia, who wants to know to take or not to take pass-fail classes.
Talia says, hello, I hope you're doing well. My name's Talia. I'm a senior studying for the LSAT with LSAT Demon. I plan to work in the politics space for a year or two after graduation and then attend law school. I'm in my penultimate semester and deciding whether or not to take a course pass-fail. My school allows students to take one course pass-fail per semester, but I've only chosen to take one total course pass-fail out of the 35 college courses I've taken. I'm in danger of receiving a B in a Spanish class this semester and would rather not have this impact my GPA. As long as I receive A's in my remaining classes, I will have a 4.01 LSAC cumulative GPA, and I would love to keep these numbers high. Would 2 passing grades look bad on my transcript, or is my GPA high enough to remove concern? It looks like we have done some actual research on this topic. I also emailed Talia back right away when I saw this, and I said, dude, please don't worry about it. She also asked, do I need to write an addendum to explain why I took this class pass-fail? And I'm like, absolutely not. The 4.01 is going to speak for itself. If nothing else, it just indicates maturity. Like you know enough to know that you should probably take a class pass-fail if it's going to hurt your GPA. So, even if they look at that and go, oh, so she wasn't doing too great in Spanish, they're only going to think good that you took it pass-fail. So I would never in a million years worry about this. But what's the official LSAC policy on this?
Yeah, this is their page on transcript summarization, and they say key line underneath, grades excluded from conversion, passing grades from systems of 1 or 2 passing grades, e.g. pass-fail, satisfactory, unsatisfactory, etc. And for those which conversion rules cannot be formulated, credits for the work in these courses are totaled and reported separately as unconverted credits. In other words, not in your GPA.
Yeah, and whatever. I mean, they're going to report you to US News or report you to the ABA, which will then report you to US News as a 4.01. So none of this shit makes it down to the scoreboard. It's not going to matter.
Well, I do want to highlight, I think that this is actually more common than people realize at their undergraduate universities, that they let you opt into traditional classes as pass-fail. I would encourage students to look ahead at your major. And if I knew at my school, there was one course that was particularly hard. You took a junior year. I was an international relations major. It was called War and Peace. And everyone knew War and Peace was just the hardest class in that major. And in hindsight, I think I got an A in it anyway. But in hindsight, I could have taken that pass-fail and just protected myself against some of those harder courses. It appears for Talia that she doesn't even have to declare that at the beginning, which is the case at my school. But you should explore, plan ahead. What pass-fails do you want to use if you have to declare them in advance? I would also ask Talia, can you petition to have whatever is taking you from a 4.01 to a 3.988 change to a pass-fail retroactively? I don't know if that's allowed, but I check.
Well, you never know. I mean, we've heard recently of people, which blew my mind when I first heard it. We've heard people going back to 2 years ago, before you graduate. Go back 3 years ago to some class that you took where you got an A, but it was probably a high A, but your professor put it down as an A. And you go back and talk to the professor and go, hey, look, I'm applying to law school now, and this will count as a 4.3 for me for law school only. It won't count as a 4.3 on my undergrad transcript because my school doesn't even give credit for A pluses. Right. But if you put A plus on the transcript, it'll count as an A plus for me. And people will do it. And that's exactly what lawyers do, is use systems to their advantage. Go figure out the rules and then game the hell out of it. That's all this is, Talia, is just being lawyerly. Yes, you should absolutely take this class pass-fail.
Not only should you take this class pass-fail, but then you should do exactly what you need to make sure you just get the pass and focus on getting A's in your other classes. Because
Yeah.
now it's not like you don't care about receiving a B or a C or a whatever, because as long as you
Totally.
get across the finish line, like I would change my priorities immediately away from this class once I change it to a pass fail.
Yep. Perfect.
And yeah, it's use this if it is at your school. That is a great option.
Thanks, Talia. Email daily at lsatdemon.com if you would like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.